Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I started the recording. Okay. So yesterday no, last time we discussed about that our workflow, right? Okay. Last time we discussed about the workflow, and in the workflow we have learn about that what is the field update and what is the email alert in that. The last option comes in the here. We are not able to demonstrate that, but you should know that what is that. It's called outbound messaging. It's the last option in that workflow. That's outbound message. Is the first? Let me know that what's the outbound. Outbound messages are the it's a some kind of request that we made to the a third party server. Means if we want to send some information from the Salesforce to any other server, then we take a help of that outbound messages. Workflow is the only one who provides such kind of out of box functionality. That in this we can found that we have an option that outbound messages. Apart from that, we don't have any outbound messages in other kind of automation tools. So outbound messages is just a simple thing that whenever we have to send some information from the Salesforce to any third party server, then we take a help of this outbound messages, in which we have just to declare the name and the third party server URL and the information that we need to send. That's it. Only this information. And whenever the rule criteria match meaning whenever this rule criteria of the workflow will match, it will send the information to the third party server. That is only for this use we design the outbound messages. And outbound messages is a simple thing. It will just whenever we have a requirement that our third party system or a legacy system or any other system that we have designed, suppose we have to make an integration, suppose we need to send our Salesforce information, since we have a criteria that uh, whenever what is that, whenever the selling price means whenever the book is sell and it has some quantity more than one. So and whenever the selling record is created, it also send that information to our some system in which we are maintaining our selling history. So that can be any other system apart from the Salesforce, and that at that time we can take the help of outbound messages. What it will we do, it will just pick up those information, and with those information it will send to this endpoint URL. For this we need to build an endpoint URL. Means that is the only that is only depend on our third party system what the endpoint URL present over there. So it will take that information and then send it to the third party system, so that that third party knows that this field have what are the changes that he got, and it will perform action according to that. Its job is to the outbound message job is to only just send the information to a third party system. Okay.
This is just like API request, right?
Yeah,
Sujash?
just like a API request, we are sending a request to the third party system, nothing else. And then we have another option called time dependent workflow actions. Time dependent workflow action are the actions. We are not discussing it here because whenever we have a requirement, we will not follow this workflow thing. We will follow the process builder. Process builder also have the same action. So I will tell you that what is that. And so whenever you have a requirement in the future, you will just follow the process builder, not the workflow. Okay. So time dependent workflow actions are those actions in which suppose we need to send an uh, email, which suppose our this pulling whatever we had designed, we have this let me go to here. So remember we designed a book management system, or we have remember we have a selling the system. Suppose this selling is some to we are selling this to some customer, and we have to whenever suppose and whenever we are selling this book to a customer, it has some due date. It has some due date. Before the due date, the payment the person has to make a full payment. So and suppose we want an automated system that will send an notification to the user before 2 days ago the due date. Then what will we do? We will just design a time-based workflow. In that workflow, we schedule an email that will send an email before the 2 days of that particular due date, and that will do that. Means whenever we have a scheduling type of action, means whenever we have to done something on the basis of that field, we has to schedule that particular action and do in a future date. So that will done via time-based workflow. Okay, means we just schedule that action. Means it will only means we schedule that action that before the 2 days, before the 2 days or after the 2 days, it will send that a notification email to that user. Whenever we have this kind of requirement that we need to schedule some action in the future, then we will use the time-based workflow. Uh, but I'm not means it is not in use. We generally use, we will follow the process builder, because process builder also have the same action. So since we are just using the workflow only for the outbound messages, nothing else. So what I'm saying, that whenever you have the requirement for only for the outbound messages, then follow that workflow. Else we just have to follow the process builders. But you should know that why we designing that thing. So that's why I'm telling that whenever we have a requirement to schedule some action so that it will send an email or do something and in the future. So at that type of these kind of requirements are done by time-based workflow. In this, we will just we'll just come here and add a time trigger, and just 30 days after the, let's add one more field over here, selling date or due date. Let's add a field called due date. Everybody is seeing my screen, na?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, I'm adding a due date, and okay, I see the due date. Let add the due date is that, and then I will go to my workflow. Yeah. I can see the due date. Suppose after 2 days, it will send an email. I will save. Now it will ask for the action. Okay. Now it will ask for the action. The actions are also the same thing. Means either we need to send an email or update a field or send an outbound message. Yeah. These are the similar. Means what it will do whenever the due date is passed, means suppose it will send an information or update anything. What's the it's not populating. That's strange. Let me do log out. Okay, so what will be the due date? It will send, suppose we have established a due date of 30th, means I sell a book on 22nd and I added the due dates to 30th of December. So, and then I will make the 2 days after. So at on the 1st of January, sorry, 1st of January, it will send what will be the action we described over up here. It is similar to this, nothing else, nothing will update. Means if you want to send an email alert, it will send an email. If you want to update some field, it will update the field. If you want to send an outbound message, it will send an outbound message. All are similar to workflow, but the thing is that what it will happen, it will happen only when after the it is means it is these actions are immediate action, just like you see that it's an immediate action. Whenever the rule criteria match, it will just execute this action, and these are action in the future action, means it will depend on the some field, its value depend on the some date or date time field. It's depend on that. Whenever that criteria, means whenever that time comes, it will fire. So it's something like that. No means the name, and the name is also suggesting that what it will do, the time dependent, depend on the time. Immediate, it will at once whenever the rule criteria will match.
Suraj, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, you set up the rule, I mean a rule after the 2 days from the due date. What if they receive the payments before then? It wouldn't be nice to the client if you send the email automatically. Instead, there should be another, setup. If the payment is received, they shouldn't be triggered, something like that.
So that will not controllable in that in this case. Means if it is scheduled to send an email, it will schedule the email. That is not controllable in this time dependent workflow.
And that
So
would
for
be
that,
like
if we have such kind of information, then we follow some other tools.
right, or that would have been like a before due date, like 2 days
Hmm.
before due date, not after due date. Obviously,
Yeah. Means
just
in that we will also check that if the pricing is not, means suppose I will put a checkbox that is the payment is confirmed or not. Means if payment confirmed, and then it will send an email, else it will not, something like that. Means I will also put some rule criteria over here.
Yeah, instead, like if you put a rule that if the payment received is checked, and then you could send thank you message or something like that instead of like a reminder. I don't know. Just,
Yeah,
makes sense,
But the thing is that if it is scheduled, but the point of what I'm making, that your question is correct, but the point I'm making that if it is scheduled, then it will be a schedule. It will send an email regardless to that payment is made or not. That's the demerit of this time dependent workflow.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I got that. The mechanics, I understand that. Okay, functionality.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the thing. So these three things, 4, what is the email alert, field update, outbound messages, and time dependent workflow. These 4 things comes under the workflow rules. Email alert, field update, and time dependent workflow action. These are already available in the process builder, which we are going to learn. That is also available in the process builder. So usually nowadays we are not following that workflow rules for these kind of action, because it is because the workflow rules is hard to manage. Means we can't manage the workflow rules, and there is no suppose what is the issue in the workflow rules, that let me open the workflow rules, and that is the main reason why we are not using workflow rules. Suppose I designed 10 workflow rules for a same object. Suppose this is selling object. I designed 10 workflow rules for different action, but I designed 10 workflow rules over up here. So we don't have any control over up here that which workflow rule fire first and which workflow rule fire second. That is the main issue, that we can't control the order of that workflow rules, which will fire first and which will fire second. Okay. And it is hard to manage that workflow rules. Means for a single object we can design as many as workflow rules, means workflow rules, We can design workflow rules. Means suppose I design the 10 workflow rules. So whenever I need to manage that workflow, means I need to check the criteria. I need to make a open that workflow rule, then see the criteria, then fit again, then again open the second workflow rule, and then see it. Means it's hard to manage that all the workflow rules at the same place. And third one is that we can't update the child records. Means whenever we have a requirement that we need to update any child records value. Suppose I have a requirement that whenever the books whenever we instead of that not a good. Suppose we have a requirement that whenever that book name is changed, and book name is changed, then all the sorry, that will not be a good example. Let me see a good example. Suppose in this object default, let me sorry, this instead of going to the setup, let's go to set it object and add a field called default due date. Number. So in this suppose for this bookstore, we have a situation that we will add a field called default number of due days. Means if we add 4, then it will automatically create more. I'm not sure why it's not adding, why it's behaving something like this. Let me move to the class. Selling bookstore. I'm not sure. Suppose we have a requirement that whenever this every bookstore has default number of due days. Means if it is a 4, then the due days for this whatever the due days for this all the selling means whatever the records that are going to sell, means whatever the selling records are created, the due dates will automatically the 4 days from the creation date. So whenever we have a such kind of requirement that will whenever we change, means whenever we change 4 to 7, and we want that all the child updates, all child records also get updated with the new due dates, then that is not possible in the workflow. That is not possible. Means we can't update the child records on the basis of parent records. That is the main issue. That is also a limitations in the limitation in the workflow, that we can't update the child records on the basis of parent record. We can update the parent details, but we can't update the child details. So that are the 3 main issues why the workflow rules are depreciated. Means, and then we move to the process builder. Okay, let's have a look. Process builder have a more understandable UI that we'll take a look at it. Let's create a process builder that what is the requirement that due date update, and it will ask for that when we have to update that. When suppose we have also seen the same thing that when we have to evaluate that thing, means in the workflow, it is also the same thing when the record is changes, when platform remote or invoked by another process. That we haven't learned about that thing, so we will leave at is whenever we learn about the platform event and another processes, then we another process is the same other process builder. If you want to execute one process to another process, then we have the same thing. So whenever the record is changes means either the record is created or the record is updated. So we choose this option and hit save. This is the main UI of a process builder. Process builder are similar, means it's quite similar to this our workflow, but it's more advanced that workflow because it lets the user to understand what is going on. Means it is easy to understand and easy to manage rather than a workflow. And we can, as I discussed, that it is easy to understand and easy to manage rather than workflow. We can design as much as rule in the same workflow in the same process builder, but in the for the workflow we need to, if we have to consider two different rules for a same object, then we have to design two different workflows. But in the process builder, we can design as much as rule inside. Means you can just add rule, add criteria, you can add as many as criteria, and then define action on the basis of those criteria. So that's the thing, that whenever that's why the process builder are still means they are in a use, because they are, means we don't have to manage so many workflows. We just have to manage a single process builder in which all the rule criteria in our eyes, and we can easily manage. And the last thing is that on the workflow we have a limitation that we can't update the child records. And in our workflow, sorry, in the workflow we have a limitation that we can't update the child record, but in the process builder we have an option that we can update the child records too. But there is an advantage in that workflow is that it can send the outbound messages, but process builder is not able to send the outbound messages. Let's have a look that how it's working. First, whenever you have add an object, here we need to search for that object. We have an object called selling. So no, we are designing that bookstore. So whenever the bookstore, and I will choose this. This is the same as when the record is created and when the record is created or edited. You remember that option is also available in that workflow, when the record is created, when the record is edited. But there is a one more thing on the workflow, is that whenever the record is updated and subsequently meet the criteria, that option you can see it here. Okay, so whenever the record is created and updated, this thing, and then we hit the save. Now you can see your object name is up. Now we have an option in this one enabled. So I will just hit and add the criteria name. Criteria name is what is that? What is it? Due. Actually, there is no criteria, but it's an optional thing. We can add as much as criteria over here. Right now, we are not. We are just executing the actions. We are not adding any criteria over here because it doesn't need. We just need to, whenever the new selling, whenever we make changes in that due date, all the whenever we make changes in that number of due, so that thing we can check it. Means we can check it that number of due dates change. That we can check in the condition. We will use. Now we can. We have three things in that criteria for the execution. Conditions are met, formula evaluates to true, and no, just execute this action. So what is that? Conditions are met means we just design the conditions, And then we have a formula, means if we have a means if we have to design our condition in a formula, that we can also use that. It is a similar form with working is the same as we had learned in for what is validation rules, formula fields. These also have the same UI. Or we can also workflows also have the formula fields. If you want, just take a look at it. Let's check it's the option. Here you can see there is a formula editor. You can show that formula editor, and it can see it's a formula editor here too. So both are similar. You can use the formula or use the conditions are met. Conditions are met also all objects. So what I will do, just I will add the criteria. Where is, or we can also see that same UI over up here when we are updating that here. Yeah, criteria are met and formula evaluates to true. These two things you can see up there, and the similar thing is available. Criteria is met, formula evaluates to true. Both is the same thing. Similar to that, so I'm just using the conditions are met. So what I will do, that's I will check that number of due date is changed. Number of due days, default number of due days. We have so many operators, so I will just use is changed. There is a field called is changed, and it will make, I will make true. So whenever the that field number of due days changed, it will execute that process builder, and process builder execute that action. So and apart from that, we have a one more thing, that if we have multiple, suppose we have a three conditions over up here, we will just add rows, and I will put three conditions over up here. So it will ask for all the condition are in and, or all the condition are in or any customized logic, means one and sorry, one and two in the bracket, sorry, 4, 3 and 4, such kind of thing. Means we have a, when we have a combination of and or, then we use the customize the logic, else we will just use the and since I have just a single criteria, so I will removing this. I'm removing this, and we have one criteria, and then I will hit save. And we have a one more option here, advanced. And so this is do you want to execute the action only when the specified change is made to this record? So if you do yes, then it will execute only when this particular field is changed. Okay, that's the thing. And then we have a option called immediate action. It is a similar, just like we have seen up here. We have an immediate action. So immediate action, similar, the process builder is also have the immediate action, but it has so many options are available. Let's discuss over the of the actions that is available, then we discuss more things. So what is that? First one is called Apex. Apex means it's a developer kind of things, means whenever we have need to run an Apex code using the process builder, that is not available in the using the workflow. Create a record. When we want to create a record, means whenever this action will happen, is we want to create as a record, then it will do email alerts, it will send in emails. Flows, we will learn that it's an automation tool. Sorry, it's an automation tool that will that have predefined some actions that will do. If you want to execute that flow, it will also execute. Post to chatter. Post to chatter, let me show you what is chatter then. Or we can see up here chatter. Chatter is a kind of place where people can just come up and put their views and get share any updates or ask questions, these kind of things, that all the and mention any people, just like what is the Twitter. It's a similar kind of Twitter. We will just share an update or share. So it's a company chatter. People can share the updates and who can view and these kind of things. And it's a sharing of things, or ask questions or polling, something like that. So these kind of things. So this is the and this is related to each and every object. Means suppose if you want to make a comment related to some particular object, then you have to just go up here. Say count. Here's the chatter. You can share an update. Then it will ask to whom you want to share, to or all access. So those who have a account access, it will share with them. It's just a sharing the thoughts and sharing the questions or any update. If you want, if you make any changes in this, suppose I make some changes, I can add that, hey, I just make the changes, please review, something like that. So it will just a sharing the update. So it comes for another context called chatter. So chatter, so it is that whenever we make a changes, suppose we want to post something on the chatter, it is available over there. If we want to execute any process, means it is also available over here. If you want to execute, means we will learn that what is the process, quick action, quip, custom notification. You will learn that approval process. So suppose we want to send this record to for the approvals, we can choose this. Means whenever that field value change, that record will submit it for the approval process. That will also. And last we have a update records. That is the similar that we have learned that field update thing. It is that similar, that much similar. So these kinds of actions are available over here, but in the workflow we have only three kinds of action. Means email alert, update fields, and outbound messages, and time based. So time based is also means whenever we add an action, suppose I add action update the records, and it will update that update selling. And here I will ask, it will ask that select the, means since we have to update all the child records, so I'm just selecting the select a record related to this bookstore. Also we have also that option that it will select that current object which comes into current record which comes in this process builder. So let's first make changes, and we have a selling. I chooses that and come up here. And then I can see all the fields that are available in the selling, it showing up here. So I will choose the due date and date. I need to add that today plus. So what I will do, I will build a formula. I will build a formula that will be and then I will use the function to the date time function, date time, and anyway I will choose today plus field that is related to bookstore due days, number of due days. Yeah, what I do that I just add today plus number of days that is present up here, and I will use this formula. It's come.
Isn't it minus because you said 2 days before the due date?
It's a populating that what will be the default due date for the
today. Yes. Okay.
What will be the default due date? Means whenever the record is created, what will be the default due date? User can
Yeah,
change
yeah, I understood.
at any time, but it will be a default due date.
Mhm.
So yeah. Okay, so I'm just checking that. Yeah, that's it. Means that well, that's it. Means it will means what it will do that whenever we make changes in the number of due date, it will update all the selling price with the new due dates values. Let's once we finish all this thing, just we have just to click on activate, so it will get activated. And then I come up here. Now bookstore. Let me add due date over here, so it will be dot chat. Get saying the blue. Let's update that thing. Suppose I'm updating to 8 and hit save. So all the fields are got updated from 8 days from now, which is 30th of December. It all the due dates are get updated. Suppose I just make it 9 and hit save. So all the due dates are also get updated according to the new due date. We can also add condition that if it is already paid, then we have don't don't update that due date. That's a different thing. Which that's a different thing. But right now we are just discussing about that it is possible to update the child records or not. So yes, process builders are helps to update the child records, means all the related records that is available to here. Means it's not on means it can update the child records, it can update the parent records too. Means whatever the records are related to that current record which is comes in that process builder, we are able to make changes. Apart from that, we have many more actions are available of here that and once I activate, just let me clone this, because once the process builder get activated, we can't make any changes. So I'm just cloning to a new version. Okay, so that's the thing. So apart from that, we have so many also actions available up here that will do whatever with the job. Suppose we need to execute some Apex class, or execute some flow, or make a post to a chatter, or create a record, or send a notification, or submit the record for the approval. Any kind of actions that we need to perform, that we can do via a process builder. Process builder is quite powerful than a workflow. Process builder are help means suppose I just want to add more conditions. So for that, if you do if that thing I need to do in a workflow, that I need to create a two workflow for that, but in the process builder I can manage the same thing in a same thing. Suppose if this is not happen, it will execute this, and suppose I want to execute both one, then instead of doing this I will choose that okay, I need to add up some criteria over it. What it will be do, we don't have an example of that. Okay. I don't have an example related to this. Let me add some example. Just no criteria, no criteria. Save it. So what it will do means I just demonstrating a situation that suppose when the process builder executed, and it will check that when the due dates number is changed, when due dates number is changed, and then it will execute this, and thereafter it will got stopped, means this criteria will never execute. And if that due date number of due days will not change, then it will means that condition will comes false, and it will this execute this criteria. Okay, right? Means it will choose either this one or this one, means it will execute either this criteria or this criteria. Suppose I want to execute both criteria, means it will regardless to checking that it will enter in this criteria and also enter in this criteria. For this, what I can do that I will just, instead of stop, I will just make it evaluate the next criteria. So what it will be do, it will just evaluate the next criteria. Not do not stop up here, means either it will if it will execute, also this criteria will execute. If it will, this condition will not execute, then also this criteria will execute. So that's the situation that whenever we have some situation that we need to execute all the criteria, then we use this evaluate the next criteria, and that will execute the corresponding action also to whatever. So that's also a point that we need to notice while working on the process builder. These are quite overview of a process builder, that how process builder are working and how it's powerful um, than a workflow. That's we have discussed. We have discussed. Hmm. So that's the thing. And why we are using the process builder, that's we also discussed that we have used the process builder because of it has so many functionality available up here, along with the functionality that is available in the workflow. Means workflow can provide only two things, that email alert and update the records. That's the two things that the workflow provides, that is possible up here. But along with that, we have so many other functionality also available up in the process builder that we can perform. And we have an the only advantage in the workflow is that it has a functionality called outbound messages that will use to send the information to a third-party server, that we can do. That's the thing we can do. Means that's only only for that thing we can use the our what we can use the process workflows. But apart from that, if any other kind of requirement, then we will follow that our process builder. And apart from that, if we have only just a requirement that to send the workflow, sorry, to send the outbound message, then we use the workflow. So these kind of difference, which will basically asked in that in any of the interviews or something, like why we choose that workflow, why we not choose the process builder. So what's the difference in that? So this kind of difference that we can't manage the workflows, and whenever we have a rule criteria, we need to create a new workflow for that. But instead, in the process builder, we will just add a new criteria. We don't need to create a new workflow, so that it is easy to manage that all the condition at a single place. We can manage, and we have also control over there that which rule criteria execute first and which rule criteria will execute last. Suppose we can also scroll up here, it will this will execute first and that will execute last. So we have a control over up here that which rule criteria will execute first, but in the workflow we don't have any control over such kind of control that which rule will execute first and which rule will execute last. That is not a control over there. And apart from that, we have some in terms of advantage, that we have some more thing that if we can execute the Apex classes, we can execute make a post on the chatter, we can submit a record for the approval process, and we also update the related records with related child records. Any questions?
Suraj, the question for the stop action, and then continue evaluate the process, and then go to down there, no criteria. Do we have to put the no criteria as long as we put the stop action over here? What do we need to, it's gonna.
No, I'm just demonstrating that. I'm just demonstrating that.
Okay.
It's just for the demonstration that, because if we delete that criteria, then suppose I delete the criteria, then that option will not available. Evaluate the next.
Okay.
Only to make that criteria option available, then only for that I need a hierarchy, because I look on the object, there is no any other field available up here available on that bookstore. We have only one field that on which I can add criteria. So I don't have any example that I can put that example over in the add criteria, then I can do. So that's why I just put a no criteria and show that we have an also option that we can execute the next criteria without making it false condition.
Right. So let's say if you had such as like a percentage discount on the field criteria on the bookstore, we still can continue, on this based on that, changes, right?
Yeah.
Down changes, things like that.
We have so many fields, so we can just add that if that field changes, what it will have to do. Else, if that field changes, what we have to do, some kind of things that.
Right.
Yeah. Means if you have different fields, then on the basis of which rule criteria will match, it will execute that section. And if you want to execute all the criteria, then we have to just evaluate evaluate the next criteria option available in the stop section.
All right, thank you.
Under the same criteria, is it possible to add as many as actions?
Yeah, we can add as many sections. We can add one more action over up here. Suppose I just want to create a record. It will ask the create a record. Oh, sorry. Create a record. And suppose I want to create a selling record. So it will also allow us to create a selling record. We just have to pull up the values and it will create a selling record. Or suppose I want to create account record, means it will from here we can create any record. For any object record we can create. Okay, so we just need to say let's account name. So whenever this will execute, it will create a account record and also update the selling.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
We can add as much as action over it. Okay, then we will take a break. Thereafter, we will come up and see what's the other thing that the process builder can do. But always remember that what is the difference between the process builder and a workflow. You always have to remember that thing, why we are choosing the process builder and why we are not choosing the workflow. That's the important thing. And after we come back the break, we will discuss about that what's other capabilities, how we achieve the other capabilities in the process builder. Okay. Okay then. Bye. Hello, hope you come back.
Yes.
Yes, here.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's so I'm going to send an email before the due date. Just before that, let's make a checkbox field over here, so it will say that if payment is confirmed or no. So what I will going to do that, I'm just going to that object. Let's me add up some field. Initially, I will make it unchecked. So what I do that on the selling object, I just created a checkbox field called payment confirm. So what I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that two things. First, it will update the new date only if the only those records whose payment is not confirmed, means whose payment checkbox is false. And I will also send the notification, means whenever the new payment record is created, means whenever the selling record is created, it will schedule and schedule an email that will send before the 2 days of the due date. So what's first, let me make changes in our existing process builder. So you have go through that, how if we make any changes in our existing process builder, then what we have to do. So I'm just going to my process builder. Let me delete this one. Actually, it's a whenever we means this one is the our process builder that we have recently built. Yeah, recently built. So this is the process builder. Yeah. So whenever you have to make changes, means we can't make changes right here, means process builder are not allowed to make changes right here. So what we have to do, we just have to clone this, and then it will ask for that current version, a new version of a current process builder, or we need to create a new process builder. So for that, I will hit save, and as soon as I hit save, it will create a new version of that process builder, a new version of that process builder. Means whatever the criteria I just created, it will create a new version of that, and it all is in a editable mode. Means we can make changes over up here. So what I'm going to make changes whenever it will update only those records whose payment is not confirmed. Means it will make changes only due dates of those records whose payment is not confirmed. So what I'm going to do that I just hit here, go up here, and in this criteria I will also check that payment is, it will update, and before update I will check, means it will set the new field. It will set the new field. I will also add the this, I will add some criteria over up here that it will update that only those field whose payment confirm field is false. Yeah, I will add a condition that it will update only those records whose payment is not confirmed. So I will make changes and I hit save, and then I go up here and activate this process builder. Now I'm not sure why is the okay. Let me add a checkbox in the related list. Sorry, in the bookstore of related list so that you can review. So I'm going to edit the object, and then I go to edit the page layout. Yeah, payment confirmed. Okay, let's make one of the this one, sorry, this one to payment is confirmed. I will come here and make the check boxes true. Then again I go to Paul Bookstore, and what I'm going to do that I will make another, this one also a payment confirmed. I hit save. Now I'm going to make changes in this. I'm just increasing the number of days, so it will be 15 days from now. So what it will do that it will not update. Might be some issue in the procedure. Let's check. I activated that, changed, equals false, due date, that is also correct. Record is created or dead. True. Let me refresh it. Might be it's not refreshed. Yeah, that was not refreshed, so that's it. So you can see that the only those who are not whose payment is not confirmed are got updated, and else when them are not updated. So how it's going to happen, that it will happen due to some, due to this I added a criteria that whenever it will, before making an update, is any criteria that we need to add, then I had to add that criteria over up here, and it will do that in that way. Yeah, similarly I'm going to design a, what is the time-based workflow, but here it's not time, but it's a kind of schedule action. It's a kind of schedule action. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to design a schedule action for our selling object. So whenever a selling object got created, it will schedule an email which will be sent to that person for as a reminder of a due date. So before sending an email, we need to consider 2 points, that we have an email template, we must have an email template, and second, we must have an email alert. So let's first design those two. I'm going to my here and I'm adding email template. It's not available up here. It's not available for that. Let's create. Available for this available. Okay, I don't have any contact over there. Okay, I designed this and I must say copied it from I design an email template, I make it available for use, and now it will be available in my process builder. So I'm going to create a new process builder for the selling object, view all processes. I hit new. And record as changes. Whenever the record is created, it will execute that thing. payment is not confirmed. I will choose this and equals false and hit save. And what I will set in schedule, just 2 days before the due date. Then I will add action. That email alert. Oh, I forgot to create an email alert. Let me create an email alert. Or I can create from here too, no issue. Create one. Okay, the object is my selling object. What is that? Email template. To which I need to send recipient. Let me send to that owner of that bookstore owner, but should not be sent to the bookstore owner. It's sent to be some other person. So let me choose a technical user. Okay, and then I will hit save. Once I will save, come up here, notification to notification alert, and I hit save. It doesn't need to make any immediate action. It's no issue. If no action present, it will move to up here, and I can add a schedule, means more schedule action also up here. Means I can also just one day before that due date. If I need to send a notification, then it will also send the notification. Yeah. Similarly, we can add schedules action, no issue in that. So in this way, we can schedule an action just like in the workflow. We can scheduling the action. The similar way, we can also schedule the actions here on the basis of some date time field. Okay, so this kind of action which we are seeing means it's quite similar to this is the this kind of action means how we are doing the actions that are available in this workflow can also be doable up here. The thing is that and one more thing that the schedule action is only available if the record is if it is only created, means it will happen only when at the time of creation of that record. Okay, that's the limitation in both cases. Both cases will work on the same way, means that will happen on the when the record is got created. Okay, so that's the limitation that whenever the record is got created, we can schedule the records. And one more thing that, as you know, that once it will schedule, it will send what it has to be do. Means once it is scheduled, it will send the notification regardless to that if it is payment is confirmed before that sending the notification. So that's the thing. And one more thing that let's me check. Yeah, if payment is not confirmed, then it will schedule an action. Let's check one more thing. So Okay, I'm here. I'm creating a new shelling of that. I search for the book Harry Potter, quantity 8, total amount, due date. Since creation of this record, I didn't create any. It will copy the due date from here. So let's make changes in the in our process builder so that whenever the record got created, whenever the record is created, it will also capture the due date from that place. So what I'm going to do, let's do that thing. I need to clone. Update the record. Update the due date from parent book store. So I'm selecting the self record because we are updating on the self records, the selling record. And then I will choose the due date and I will choose the formula. What I will do that I will check the today plus field, it will be bookstore, that number of default number of details choose, and then use this formula. I hit the save and activate it. Okay, I activated it. Now I come up here, where is my ball, and I'm going to create a new record. Quantity is 4, total amount, and we have an also the total amount is calculated via workflow. Then we can also do up here. Let's do the total amount calculation also in our process builder. And what I go to them again, because I saved that, so I'm going to again create a new version of that. Let me add action that it will update the record, or I can make changes up here also. I will add a field called, that is not possible, means we can update a single field in a, say, at a time in the field update, means in the workflow field update, but here we can update multiple fields. Total currency, that will also be comes from a formula field. Let's build a formula. What it will do, it will do the quantity into that book price. So let's add the field called quantity, QUANTITY, quantity. I added the quantity, and then I added the operator called multiply. Then I added the field called book, and then always do click on the arrow thing. Yeah? You remember the click on the arrow thing. Then you can access the fields of the related objects. So it will, what it will do, it will quantity, then it will multiply with the book price, and I hit the save. So I just created an updated, I just created an action that will update the due date and a total amount. And I also added the actions, schedule action that will send a notification 2 days before and 1 day before the due date. And due date is determined by the field which is present on the bookstore. Yeah, it is 15 days from now. So instead of 15, just make changes. Let's make it 18, or just leave it. 15 is okay. Let me create a new. I come up here and create a Harry Potter. Quantity is 4. I'll leave as it is and hit save. Okay, it's Harry Potter. It's got created. Let's open this. You can see amount is also get calculated and due date is also get calculated from the via process builder. And then I can see up here. I think it's No, I forget that. It's come up here or there. Workflow. Forget that. Where do I see that schedule action? Or it's allowed to see or no? That's I need to check. Paused. Yeah, you can see an action is yeah, you can see that an action is fired. It will send that means it will send that whatever the flow name and all those things. You can find out details. If you delete it from here, then it will not send an email, else it will send on a there must be a no, there is no thing over up here that when it will be sent, but it will let us know that which process is working over the record. So this way, in this way, we can also what I can say that what is going to be happen, you can find up here. So this is what is paused flow interviews, that will say that via version 3 there is a email alert is sending. So that's the thing that over up here. No, and I don't find any new update. Let me create a current element. Let me add some more. Save it. Now. Okay, the point I'm making that it's I cannot find more details over up here, but that is the thing that let us know that yeah, flow a process builder is there is a schedule action going to happen in the system, and it is comes from that that is flow name, selling due date notification, that is our flow name and its version. And whenever the so this is we can means what we can monitor that what is going to appear. If more actions are present, we can there will be more options are also available up here. And whenever time's up, it will send a notification and reschedule to the our next item. What is that? Next item is the it is 1 day before that. Yeah, it is 1 day before that. Once this will finish, it will execute for this. So in this way, we can schedule and we can do a schedule action to send a notification whenever the record is created. And we have also added that some action over whenever the record is created, it will calculate the due date and selling price as we are doing in the workflow too, means we can update the self records, and we also learned that how we update the child records in our previous example, that this one due date update in the no, yeah, in which we have learned that whenever the number of due dates are changed, we are updating all the records, all the selling records with a new due date whose payment is not confirmed. And so in this way, we just considered things, that how it's going to be working, how the process builder are working, how the workflows are working. And you also have a look, means you have just seen that what's the difference in between that, and what are the more actions are available up here, how the process builder can be managed, but how the workflows can be managed. Workflow cannot be managed in a simpler way as we are managing the process builder. Process builder can be managed more easily than a workflow, and we have not any control over the workflow, that which workflow rule will be fired first, which workflow rule will be fired last. That is also we don't have any control over up here. That's an also issue in that what is that, in that workflow. So for that, we designed the process builder. We can control that which rule will be executed first, which rule will be executed last. And we have an also option available up here, that we can execute much more actions instead of workflow, that we can execute that Apex classes. We can update the child records. We can make a post to a chatter. We can execute another process. We can also execute a flow. These all kinds of we can do in the process builder. Okay, so when the requirements comes up, they will execute. You will just go through that and follow the process. And you can just, whenever you have to design a immediate action, you can design the immediate action. If you have to execute, and usually we get a requirement to update a field or send an email notification or make a make a post on the chatter, that we can also do. We just add an action so that it will be more, make a post on chatter. Just like that, I can add an action that whenever the email will send, it will make a post on the chatter. Let me, where is my process builder? So right here it is. Or I can also, whenever my this field is got updated, I will make a post on chatter that hey, I updated that default number of days. So I created a new version. I am just adding an action that post to a chatter. So strategy chatter group, I will posting over the chatter group. I don't have a group. Let's post to a user. Select a user. I will use the owner. I will mentioning that owner record or technical. I will mention that technical, and then I will use that hey, I had updated the default number of due date. For the we can also merge the fields that sorry, number default number. I added that it will show that what is the number, and I say thanks. I hit save. Just save it and activate it. Okay, before Let's add that into the layout so that you can see. Okay, it will not because we don't have activated to post to chatter. That's why. Let's activate that. What we have to do is just have to go to an object and then hit edit. Allow track, yeah, allowing chatter groups. Okay, I just refresh it. And then I just come up here and hit the edit page. Still not up there. Oh, but now it's coming up here. Showing activities, but it's not showing the chatters. It's not showing on the chatter, but it's not showing on the chatter. Activities are coming up. Allow search of track fields without reports. Let's do this. It's not showing up here. That's the only thing that I need to do. It's enabled and now feeds. Okay, I forgot this. Here I need to allow that where it's selling. I need to enable the feed tracking. Okay, save it. Now it's available up here. Okay, now it's showing. We just need to enable that feed tracking. Okay, so sorry, I have make changes on the wrong object. I need to make changes on the bookstore, not here. Feed tracking, save. Okay, so what I'm going to make changes, so it will make post on the chatter. I'm making the 16. It's not. Now it's again.
Activated the process window.
Yeah, it's activated. It will make chatter.
For technical user, maybe.
Let me check. It's coming up here, but not here.
Sometimes it's showing this this kind of things. Like whenever we go to the chatter, we can see the update, but for there we cannot see. Just refresh piece might be true.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's means the concern is might be it's not available or it's not, but it should have to available up here. I'm not sure why it's not available. It should have to show up here. Okay, so but it is available because it whenever you're posting that it's you can see that I updated the default number as to 16 since I make changes. So and it's making to that user the field that I chosen up here, which you can see here to the technical lead user. It's so I'm making post to this, informing to this, and as a result, it will also receive an email. This user also receive an email notification email. So because it's a property of a chatter, whenever we include that thing, it will send an email. So that's the thing. So this is the how the process builder is working. So whenever we got a requirement, so such kind of action that we discussed that whenever we make a post on a chatter or make a call on Apex class or any kind of automated action that is available in the process builder, we can execute that thing via process builder. So, and we have also discussed about what's the limitations of the workflow due to which the process builder is most in use and it should preferred that for using the process builder. And any questions? Sorry. Any questions? No questions?
Yes, for now.
No? Okay, we can achieve that thing by this way. We just enable that field tracking to this. Then whenever we make changes, it will also make post to the chatter without using that process builder. Yeah, remember this. But this is the out of box message. Means it's not pointing to any of the user. It's just making whatever we are making changes. It's updating only that changes. Okay. But in the chatter, we can customize, means via process builder we can customize that message, that what it should do. Yeah? This will not notify any of the user, but it will notify the user, this user. It will notify the user, hey, I make changes. That are some difference between that feed tracking. Means it will not notify any user. It will post to a chatter. It will share an update on the chatter, but not notify any user if you use do from here.
Suraj, we still can notify the customer, right? Via email setup, and also customer can make a post to the chatter section if they, send back email or respond. This is something I think we learn, so we can implement that features into here, and then we can follow up the conversation between
Yeah.
user and the client end, so we can see everything on the chatter side.
Yeah, we can. You just have to follow that customer. So whenever he make an update, you will get a notification for that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a pretty much similar to that. What we have a social networking that we are doing on a social networking that might be on Instagram or Twitter. Since both have whatever the functionality available, similar to that. But I'm just talking about the difference that what is the difference between via that and via this. So we can also do the same thing. We can make a post on a chatter, means via enabling the field tracking. We can make a post on the chatter by enabling the field track. This one, I will enable this field tracking, and whenever I make changes, it will capture as a history.
Right.
Yeah, it will capture as a history, but it will not notify any of the user unless any user will follow me. If some user will follow me, then he will get the notification that I had made changes. But if I have to point someone that that user will get notified whenever I make changes. For that user, I need to make any post on a chatter, then I have to use the process builder for that.
Right. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, then we are good. And we are off on 24th and 25th. Okay. There will be no classes on 24th and 25th.
Christmas celebration.
Yeah, it's the Christmas celebration. So
that's the only one, right? Siraj? That's like 31st, there is class, right? And January 1st.
31st is gonna be for them first. I think
31st. Let me check my calendar.
Is Thursday. And the 1st of January as well. It's Friday.
Okay, 1st of January. Yeah, we will be off, and yeah, we will also off on that days too.
31st and 1st of January. That's good.
So we have 2 long weekends. Make yourself be ready for the examinations. And one good news for the guys that Actually, I just searched over the net, and we don't need to complete the batches for the admin exams. Means what are the respective batches present over there? Just learn the things. Only
When
the
you-
batches are need to complete it only for the developer 2 examinations. If you have to certify the developer 2, then we need to complete the batches. If
Uh,
whenever you got
not
the
required for developer 1 either?
yeah, not for the developer 1. Means when we have to take a developer 2 certification, then we need to complete all of the batches thereafter
Okay,
at that time.
that's a good news.
So we
So
still have
that's-
to complete batches, right?
Yeah, still you have to complete the batches, but it's only required when we have to take the developer 2 certification. Else we don't need to complete the batches. You just have to learn the things. Means completing the batches means actually that it's force you to complete the batches. That's why I just mentioned you that if you want to just learn the things, just learn the things, and you can schedule for the exams if you want to give your exam before 2020.
Okay, Suraj, again, same question. When
Mm.
you say prepare for certification, watching your videos and those dumps you gave us, should we concentrate on these two things, or you will provide something else so we can, over this long weekends prepare?
Let's prepare yourself over this long weekend, means by watching the videos and seeing the dumps, and might be tomorrow we will discuss over the flows, because process builder is finished. Our last topic is remaining, that flows. That is the small that is also a topic that we will discuss over that. Then automation tool will wrap up. When it's finished, then we have a long weekend. We will just enjoy the weekends, and you guys just prepare the things and all the batches, complete all the batches that are respective to do so. And then we on 28 29 we will just discuss on the paper, how the paper will comes up, and what's we need to focus, how we learn over the things. Yeah, because if you look at the language of the examination, it comes different. Means something they put the situations, and I will just demonstrate you how you have to think when such kind of situation comes up.
Mhm.
So before that, just fresh what we have learned in last 1 month. Means it's about 1 month that we are studying. So just wrap up everything. Just whatever your pending assignments or pending batches, just complete over that. Just learn as you can, so that we can on the 28 29 we just come up with a you guys have all the knowledge, and we just discuss on the situation. So you will also think about the situation, and so it will be good that if you have all the things that in which we can think about that, then once we will discuss on those points, so it will be also help you to understand that how to think in the examination. Okay.
When do you
So-
expect us to take the exam, Suraj? What is the date? What do you think
You
it would
can
be?
give the exam on the 30 31 if you think you are capable to do that, then you can give the exam.
Mhm.
This is
Okay.
what exam you're
So-
talking about. This is the exam that you guys prepare, or it's some kind of legal certificate exam?
The certificate exam, admin certification, because you guys are focusing that we need to give an exam before the 2020 ends up. So that's why I'm just talking that. If you want to give the before 2020, you can schedule your examination 30 31. But your mindset must be prepared that, yeah, I'm willing to do that, I can solve it.
We're willing to do that. Can we solve it? It's another question.
That's the thing. So just we have a long weekend. We can just means you can just wrap up everything, because everyone has some pending items that is in their plate. Just wrap up everything.
The links that you guys send to prepare the admin exam, we don't need to finish it, isn't it?
Siraj, if we take the exam all of us at the same time, what is the possibility of having the same questions, each of us?
90%.
Then we maybe, I don't know if anybody wants to try that.
Yeah,
in
we
the
can.
Zoom. brainstorming.
But you have to means the person who is attending the exam, he has to remember the questions.
Yeah, we will complete each other. Each of us.
I mean, if
40%.
all of us join at the same time,
Yes, that's what I said.
did they put?
Okay, if all of them are joined at the same time, you will got the same because they have not they don't have lots of set of questions. They have, I think they have 2 or 3 set of questions.
So if we,
And in all this on this 3 set 30 to 40 questions are similar.
Siraj, 2 years ago, I think almost 2 years ago, I took AWS certification. The questions were same, but the order were changing from person to person. Like question 1, it was question 1 for me. For another person, it was question 10. Maybe we will have similar thing.
Yeah, no, actually, I just seen that means if you look at the dumps, in every release they prepare some questions and they prepare some set of questions that and that question will appear on the examination, right? So that what will be the set of question that 30 to 40 questions are same in every set. Whatever the
Yeah.
set you receive, the
But
30
maybe
to 40
the
questions
order
you will
will
receive,
change.
but the orders are different. That's I agree with your point. Order are different,
Yeah.
but questions are same, but only few questions are different.
Yes, true.
Okay.
So if you guys are giving at the same time, so I think there will be 90% of chances you got the same questions.
Can we have you or only?
the day, for example, I will open my Zoom and we will do it together. to help the other
Tomorrow.
Would be great.
You cannot use the Zoom whenever you're
Oh,
giving the
Priya is-
exam. Whenever you're
Priya
giving the
will
exam,
help.
you
Priya will help.
cannot use any kind of screen recorder or Zoom or
No,
anything
no.
else.
Oh, really?
Priya, we will use another computer. Don't
There
worry.
is a phone.
Yeah, that time you can
phone.
do this. Otherwise, you can also set any kind of you can set the tablet or use your mobile to share your screen and someone can help you. Yeah, you have this question, then he said just search out the questions and answer, then can inform you. Yeah, you can set up lots of things.
What,
If you really
what if you do like, for example, somebody will enter, for example, Suraj will enter instead of me. So
Okay,
I will help, you know, at the same time, I will sit online in Slack. Suraj say, this is the question I want. The answer, guys, answer this. You guys trick, you know.
You have good opportunity. You all have a good opportunity. Like you can use the Slack. Hey guys, I'm stuck in these questions. Let me help. And everyone there like, hey, just answer this question. Answer is here. Answer is here. So you all can give the exam very easily.
Yes,
You
yes.
all have a good opportunity.
Yes, so,
to
so
give. Yeah.
online, if you guys will be there, I mean, it's more better.
Right.
Yeah.
Means
Okay.
you all can help to each other, like everyone can give the exam, like everyone can get the certification
exam, huh?
easily if
But
you
to-
all help to.
But
Yeah.
anyway, you guys are our teachers, so I mean, you guys want to us be successful in the exam, so
Yeah.
better to be in online and like, okay, guys, this is B. So we will,
Right.
at the same time, we will learn. You know, exam teacher. In exam, you will not forget these questions.
And I think whenever you're giving exam like this I think you will enjoy your exam a lot.
Okay.
Raj, you can stop recording.
Oh, sorry.
Suraj, so we will have 2 attempts or 3 attempts?
We will have let me stop the recording. So.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I think once you said
Very important.
in the second attempt you will have 2 weeks delay.